We looked at the 1515 Central building as a 70,000 square foot shell, and we had to figure out what do we do. And it was very simple. We had to divide the building, come up with a recipe, figure out what's wrong, and then figure out what we're going to do to make it right and make it relevant. And one of the biggest issues we had to deal with was how do we get natural light into the building. So along the south elevation of the building, we actually went to the neighbor, bought a strip of land that allowed us to get parking, as well as a whole row of windows, which are very, very large, into the building that allows us to pour light into that southern elevation, which is what really unlocked the building itself.
It was very interesting to watch the leasing activity. We had some good activity, but as soon as the windows came in and the natural light started to flow in, within 2 weeks we were showing it and proposals were going out and leases were going out.
It needed to be relevant, we needed to add the right architecture. We also needed to go outside of the building and look at the environmental conditions again. We applied for and received grants from the Department of Trade and Economic Development. Those grants have allowed us to do a couple of very important things at the building. We've been able to go back in and deal with impacted soils, but beyond that we actually were able to go and we were able to put a stormwater management pond in, and those grant funds assisted us in doing that. Not only have we got the right amount of light pouring into the building from the glass, not only do we have the right parking in the right locations, the building's relevant, but now we also are dealing with our stormwater in a responsible fashion. And those are all things that are important for clients, they're important for cities, they're important to me.
You know, we deal in smaller submarkets and kind of niches, but certainly in our niches, when you have fun, creative space that is well priced, is value driven, then we have been finding that the last 2 or 3 years has been tremendous for us in terms of leasing space. We found a lot of companies that are growing. While it's measured growth, they certainly are planning for the future, and so you see that in 1515 Central.
Clients who were really, really careful with their growth all of a sudden said, we got to grow. We got to grow now, and we're seeing that throughout our whole portfolio.
I'm really particularly proud that we were able to take a project, start on it essentially in September, and put 70,000 square feet of clients into that building. And we were starting from zero, so that, in a sense, that's a real source of pride for us right now.